Hey guys, this is Nolan Mackey, aka Mothman Media here for WTF Gamers Only. And this week, I kind of wanted to bring you a little bit of a different video. Lately we've been doing a lot of unboxings, and a couple weeks ago I unboxed this awesome Super Nintendo 3DS. And a lot of people recently have kind of abandoned the 3DS and moved on to the Switch. And there's still been a lot of great games coming out for the 3DS, and this coming year is probably going to be the last year that we get any more 3DS games, and it really got me thinking about the end of an era. Handheld gaming is really going to change this generation. Obviously with the Switch we have the power to take games like Zelda Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey on the go now, and so that really kind of changes the landscape of handheld gaming. And it got me thinking all the way back to like one of my favorite systems, which is the Game Boy Advance, and how that was like a spiritual successor to the Super Nintendo with the 32-bit graphics. And there were so many amazing games like Golden Sun, Metroid Zero Mission, Zelda Minish Cap, and experiences that you got on those handheld games that you didn't get in the console offerings. And with the Switch now, it's like the console games are the handheld games, and I'm just curious, are we still gonna get like these smaller experiences from bigger studios? And I kind of wanted to reminisce about a few games and talk about what I think about the handheld gaming future. And so the first game I wanted to talk about was one of my favorite DS games, and that's this game right here, Dragon Quest Heroes Rocket Slime. So now this right here is a spin-off game of the Dragon Quest series, developed by Square Enix, and you play as one of the slimes here, which is usually one of the smaller enemies in the Dragon Quest series, but tons of fan service in this game. And basically what it is like a puzzle platformer with this tank battle system. It's really cool, really unique, and Square Enix really played around with the limitations of the hardware of the DS and the 3DS as well with later games they released. But seeing a big studio make a game like this, a small little game that they really took a chance on, it's just something that made handheld gaming so special. Like the art style they did for these games, and just the gameplay in general. They really had to think outside the box with the DS. And I'm wondering, with the Switch, will we still get these smaller experiences on the Switch? And we do get them through indie games, obviously, but will big developers like Square, Nintendo, and all these places, will they still make these kind of experiences that are really unique and awesome? Another game, for an example, a Nintendo game, a game by all means that should be really bad just by looking at it, but is super awesome, Elite Beat Agents. Looking at the cover of this game, you would automatically think, no, that's a budget title. But no, this is a really special game, and I know a lot of DS owners probably remember and love this game. An awesome rhythm game that really took advantage of the touchscreen on the DS and really showed what Nintendo can do with the limitations of the hardware. And Nintendo's always been known for, like with the Wii and the Wii U, coming up with gimmicks and stuff, but games like this felt like more than a gimmick. They were really good about that on the DS. On the Wii, there was there was a lot of shovelware and stuff like that, but the DS had a lot of these great smaller titles from Nintendo that were really great. And I want to know, is Nintendo still going to take chances, weird, different games for the Switch already, but will we get something like Elite Beat Agents from Nintendo? Another series. This series was born on the Game Boy Advance and is a beloved series, and I want to know, what's the fate of it now when the 3DS ends? And that is the Super Mario and Luigi RPG series. Now, everyone knows that this game started on the GBA as Super Mario and Luigi All-Star Saga, Superstar Saga, which this 3DS is a remake of the Game Boy Advance game. And it was kind of a spiritual successor to the Super Nintendo Mario RPG, and I think it was a lot better than a lot of people anticipated, and it kind of became beloved for its art style, its humor, and everything about it. And it really worked with the DS. It was such a great handheld game. But with the Switch going with all the 3D graphics and these new series, is Nintendo gonna just focus on big 3D Mario games? I know we have Mario Rabbids and stuff, but are we gonna see the Mario and Luigi Superstar series continue? There was lots of great games in this series. And you know, part of the charm of them was the art style and different things like that. So when we see games like this with sprite work and just really different kind of games from Nintendo on the Switch, obviously, you know, like I said, Mario and was it Mario and Rabbids? I mean, that's a good comparison. But what's the future of the Mario and Luigi RPG series? So another one, Fire Emblem. So in Japan, you know, it was more so a console game because they've gotten them way before we did. But here in America, these games were very handheld centric. And you know, Fire Emblem kind of owned the GBA and the DS and the 3DS, you know, especially the 3DS, because when Awakening came out, it kind of blew everyone away, and that's when a lot of people discovered the series for the first time. And you know, with the Switch, we are going to get a new Fire Emblem game, but will it look like the 3DS games? I'm imagining it's going to look different. Like, are there still going to be the little 8-bit sprites that we, you know, come to love now? What's it going to look like? Is it going to look like the GameCube and the Wii game? So I'm curious to see what it's going to do. Obviously, it's going to be a great game, no matter how it looks, but, you know, what's it going to look like now? Just curious about that. And then probably the one that everyone has the biggest question about is the Pokemon series. So ever since the Pokemon series began, people have wanted an awesome open world console Pokemon game. And now that we're getting a big Pokemon game on a console, the Switch, what is it going to look like? Is it going to be what everybody's wanted? Is it going to be more like this? I mean, will it divide the fan base, like right from the get-go? Are you going to be able to catch all 700, 800 Pokemon? You know, or is it going to be like a limited number? Are we going to have the Pokemon box transfer over, or the Pokemon bank? You know, what is it going to be? Like, I feel like if they just do a certain set number of Pokemon and not all of them, then the fan base is probably going to, like, especially the competitive scene, is going to stick to the DS games, the 3DS games, and they won't move over until that's probably fixed. But I'm just curious, what is it going to look like, you know? And obviously, a lot of these things that I'm talking about, they'll probably be answered, and Nintendo will probably, you know, answer all of them with great success. We'll see, you know, cool games like Elite Beat Agents. We'll see, you know, Square Enix coming out with smaller titles. I mean, they already are. Lost Sphear is coming out next month, and that looks really cool. But, you know, I'm just curious, and I also just wanted to kind of like show some of my love for handheld gaming. It's, you know, as a kid, I always loved handheld games somewhat more than console games, and that was just, I guess I was just weird like that, and I really liked handheld games, but you know, that's just the way I feel about it. But I really want to know what you guys think. What do you guys think about the future of handheld gaming? What's it going to look like? Am I wrong? Do you have any concerns? Comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like these videos, please give us a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more. We have tons of unboxings that you can check out. Lots of videos with me discussing, you know, games with my friends that you can check out. And be sure to go to WTFGamersonly.com. We have tons of talented writers over there writing opinion pieces, news articles, all about games, and I'm sure you'll find something you really like over there. So, as always, this has been Nolan, aka Mothman Media, and we'll see you next time.